background information on Davis. I just knew that she like had a rough, like not childhood, but like growing up, and like her whole like background story was really tough. And I was like, oh, that's kind of admirable. But then whenever she started talking, I was like, no, that's not that admirable anymore. I did notice when she was talking, like before she would go on her like attacks, whatever, she would like try to like build a lot of credibility for herself. Like I don't remember how many times I heard her say as of this board of this and this. And I really wish she would have spent more time like on saying what she was really about rather than like trying to build her credibility, because I feel like Texans appreciate that more. I don't know.
Well, I like somebody with credibility. That's just me.
I mean, if they make it this far, they obviously have some sort of credibility, so.
Yeah.
I don't think she really needed to reinforce that with every answer, multiple times per answer.
I just think she may feel people underestimate her, probably as a person or a woman or whatever. A lot of people may just view her as the person that like stood for a million hours, you know, and to filibuster this thing. Like that's really what made her kind of a Texas household name, was because of that. And I think she wanted to just establish the fact that she was successful before that, and she was like important and significant in certain aspects of her work.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, because like if I were to put myself in her shoes and being a Democrat running in a red state, like how would I go about it? Because being like, if I'm up against people that I know are not for me, I'm not necessarily going to try and force my views on them when I already know that they don't agree with it. I'm going to try and go another route. So it's a good point.
I thought that they both like pointed to a lot of like additional programs they would add, like expanding like dual credit things and the preschool thing. And to me it seemed like it might be interesting to like focus more on the system that's already there and like improving that than like adding more things. But that wasn't really like one or the other that I preferred.
Whenever Wendy was talking about like our 4-year-olds taking tests, that like really struck me. And I was like, that's insane. But then again, like I don't know how any of either side's goals would be met if like measures like that weren't taken.
Whatever the test format is, I think it's important to understand like where our kids are, like where like their abilities are. I don't think it's a bad thing to have these tests when they're that young. Like we're not drilling them like drill sergeants, we're just testing to see where they're at. Sometimes we're at different levels, and then that gives us a placement and where to place them when they're older. I think it gives them a fair chance when they're older. The only time I kind of noticed when she was going over her time was on the attacks that she was making. So if she was going over her time on something that she really believed in and like about a cause that she loved, that'd be one thing. But if it was to attack somebody, then in a way it's disrespectful.
I think she did it because she didn't know what to say, so she was just being vague, and all of those times that she was doing that, she was attacking. And she obviously knew how much time she had coming into this, so she should have been able to, you know, moderate the amount of time that she had for each question.
Yeah, or like be better prepared for it.
Like when she started attacking, she kind of took the spotlight off of like her own resolutions and put the spotlight on his problems. So she wasn't answering any questions, and she like Kelly said, like I did not hear many resolutions on her side, whereas Abbott, I thought he handled it pretty well when she started putting attention on him, and he would be like, well, actually, like, this is what happened. And
one of the reasons that Davis used this attack mode is because Abbott does have more support from Texans just because of how red of a state we are. And I think her strategy was to say, he's not as great as he may look to you. And this is why. And it may not have been the prettiest thing to look at, but I think she was doing that. I think it may have helped her a little bit, maybe.
For me, it came off as totally tenacious, and it seemed that she was more passionate about it. And I mean, y'all think that she was unprepared, but for me, it was like, I'm passionate, I have things to say, I'm going to keep talking, I don't care. Didn't really seem that she was unprepared, it seemed like she just had a lot to say.
Like, she may have even planned this. Like, this may have been her preparation, because 45 seconds really is not a lot of time, especially when she is trying to get ahead.